Hello. My name is Michelle. I am 51 and I am committed to getting my money right. And so, in essence, what that means is I have really gotten serious about tracking my spending. I'm using my cute little mic. I really am beginning to think, though, that I think it's my phone that's making the volume so low. I don't think it's the microphones. So I do still have my original phone that I used to record earlier videos on. I may have to start charging that up just for my video days. But anyway, thank you for all the people joining me. So I have been going round and round and round trying to figure out how to track my spending in real time and keep up with it. And I'm just gonna have to do an ode to my old teacher self. Let me introduce myself for my new people. I've been retired for a little over a year. I taught K-12. My last teaching assignment, I was a high school English teacher, and I did that for 4 years. I taught for a total of about, I think, 23, 24 years. So I've taught kindergarten. I've taught literally K through 12. Most of my time was in elementary school, but my last 4 years was high school, which I absolutely love. So I am a retired teacher, so my main source of income comes from my pension. But I also own 2 businesses. One is a real estate business, and I invest in my hometown. I'm trying to help solve the affordable housing crisis one home at a time. So currently I have 2 houses. That is all I need. I'm not trying to grow my portfolio. I'm doing the rent by the room model at one house, and then once the other house, which is a duplex, is fixed up, that'll be 1 bedrooms and probably Section 8. And then I also have a teacher pay teacher store, which focuses primarily on English resources, usually 6 through 12, with a concentration with middle school, because I've taught literally everybody, and I just felt like, why not just pick the middle? Because I found that middle school stuff can be applicable to elementary school kids, if you know, they 4th and 5th graders if they're advanced, and then middle school stuff can be applicable to high school students if they need a little bit more practice. So I figured that would be my sweet spot. So with tracking my spending, because I'm building my cozy life here, and I know I need more money. And so the secret sauce will be, once my real estate is self-sustaining, then it will be able to pay me. And so in order to get there, I've really been focused on managing my personal finances better, because I just feel like if I get better with my personal finances, by default, the way I manage my business will also improve. And one of the ways I'm doing that is tracking my spending every single week. So my goal is to spend less than $200 a week. I've also added in sinking funds. Now that I've been tracking my spending for a few months, I'm recording this in July of 2026. I cannot believe we're in the 7th month of the year already. And I started really kind of getting serious about tracking my spending, I would say maybe September, October-ish of last year, so 2025. And now that I kind of have a hold on the categories and the actual spending, now I am really kind of tapping into sinking funds, because I see that my $200 weekly budget is really specific to the week, meaning food, gas, maybe dining out, hobbies. But I'm also noticing that there are things that are coming up, and they're not necessarily weekly, so I need a way to cover those. I'm currently not using any debt, partly because I just cannot. My credit is just not good right now, just because of some previous things that have happened. I helped I helped a family member get a car, then they gave it back, so that just killed my credit. And so I have not started on my debt repayment journey. Join me, because I'm hoping to start that maybe January and February of 2027. So right now I've completely paused all credit card payoff goals. I also have some medical debt, but I've paused all that because I just figure, for what, if I don't figure out how to handle my money, then I'm just going to be back in debt anyway. So while, yes, my credit score has taken a hit, I'm more focused on this side of things, which I feel like is helping. So I have gone old school, y'all. I have gone back to an ode to my teacher self. This is now how I'm tracking my spending, okay? And so let me go over, and so let me show y'all this way. See how, ta-da, see how now I'm like highlighting. I watch a bunch of the Budget Mom, and she does the highlighter method, and so I've started doing that. So now every evening, and I'm really good at like routines and habits and all that kind of stuff. So I figured after I wash dishes, because 99% of the time I'm washing dishes every single day in the evening, I decided that after I wash dishes, I will track my spending for the day, and that's really helped out. Now, have I remembered to track it every single day? No, but I did much better this week than previous weeks, because previous weeks I was getting to Thursday and then I had all these receipts. My tracking goes from Friday to Thursday because I find that if I'm going to overspend, it's probably on the weekend. So let me tell you my totals. Okay, so for the week of, I'm calling it week 1 of July. So it's going to be from Friday, June 30th to Thursday, July 9th. Now, the way I'm doing these tracking periods, especially at the beginning of the month, is I'm trying to kind of pair this with when my pension hits, because that's kind of when my spending resets. So that's why it's starting on June 30th on that Friday. And then, like I said, it's ending Thursday, July 9th. So fuel is $25.12. That has really been working out for me. What I've been doing is I literally just give myself $25 a week. And every Friday I go get gas, and then I see, can that $25 get me to the next week? And so far, it has. Next is food, and I spent $78.17 on food. Household is $38.79, and that was actually on hair products, because I'm trying to kind of keep my curls a little fresher, but I don't want my hair all like crunchy and stuff, so I'm kind of playing around with different products. So that'll probably continue to show up in my budget for a few more months. Office supplies, $6.71. Because I'm running 2 businesses from home, it feels like every week I'm buying something connected to one of the businesses, so I just call that office supplies. Eventually, though, I would like to take office supplies off my personal budget and move it into one of my business budgets, because the stuff I'm buying isn't personal. It really is for one of the 2 businesses or both. And so I want to start doing that eventually, moving that to not private, but my business account instead of putting it in my personal money. Gifts, $2.48. I went and got a haircut, and the lady was really nice, and she hadn't brought any water for herself, so I went and I ran to Walmart when my hair was done and got some water for her. Miscellaneous was $30.08, and if I look back, that is a combination of clothes, the post office, and then using a gift card, but then I had to put money with it. I had ordered like some pens last year from Oriental Trading. If you're a teacher, you definitely know that place. And they had given me, the pens didn't quite turn out like I thought they would, and so they gave me a $25 gift card. So I ended up buying some stuff. In particular, I bought some stuff for my little wall hanging behind me. I want to put a border around it, and I also was trying to find like some pop dots, because I don't want to make holes in it and show the countries I've been to. So right now I have like those foil stars, but they're not really like popping out. So I'm playing around with some ways to get those to pop off the little fabric a little bit more, so that when I look at it, like I can see all the places I've been. Next, dining out, $47.57. I just found this new place oh my goodness, they got the best catfish. It is so good. I love me some catfish. So that's primarily what that is, because I actually went there twice. Hobbies, I'm so happy about this. Hobbies, $85. $85. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but my neighbors I don't know who that is, but somebody's out there yelling. I hope everybody's okay. Yeah, so $85 on hobbies. So I went to the casino. Now, I was not planning to spend that much at the casino, but what ended up happening was I had given myself I was going to do a $10 budget, so $40 for the month at the casino. And if you're a gambler, you know they send you rewards and stuff like that. So this month, my rewards changed. Now, it said $10 match play. I did not understand what that meant. I thought I could still use that on the slots. No. So I could only use it on the tables. My favorite table game is roulette. But the problem is that $10 match play, you can only bet on the outside, and I don't bet on the outside. outside, I bet on the inside. And so that $10 just completely went to waste. And then I was like, well, forget it. I may as well just spend my whole gambling budget today because I'm not coming back because this reward doesn't match the way I gamble. So that's why I end up spending, more than I was planning on. But I'm very happy because as I built my cozy life, I do want my weekly budget to start reflecting me actually like living, so to speak, like actually doing stuff I enjoy, like my hobbies, instead of always just keeping it to the basics of like food and, office supplies and stuff like that. So I'm not upset about that. And I actually had a good time. I found this cool little leprechaun machine. It was so much fun. Okay, and then health and wellness was $168.10. I'm very happy because those are the two categories that I would like to see increase. Or not so much increase, but I would like the majority of my spending to be in those two categories. So how would I say that? I guess I want hobbies and health and wellness to be my top two categories every week. Because then that means I'm taking care of what side would that be? I guess my personal side, because it's not connected to business, not connected to work, it's not connected to parenting. It's strictly connected to me and my cozy life. So that $168.10, a large portion of that was my hair. It was really expensive. Like I would never pay that much again to get my hair done because it was a lot. I'm not going to even say the amount because looking at my hair right now, you would be like, you have got to be kidding. So I'm not going to even say how much it was, but it was a big part of that $168.10. And no, I did not get any chemicals in my hair because my hair is natural. But anyway, that also includes incense and candles and treats and, stuff like that. But, I'm happy. All right, so the total spent, and I had one no spend day because I want to keep tracking that too. So the total spent for the week was $482.02. And technically, I was pretty close to my budget because if you think about it, if you take out the hair part, it would probably get me a little closer to my $200 weekly budget. Right now, for the remainder of July, I just want to get in the habit of tracking my spending more consistently. When I get to August, I want to start breaking down like weekly spending versus kind of sinking fund spending, because I do think they're two different things. You know what I mean? And so for instance, like getting my hair done, that's not a weekly expense. So that really would have been a sinking fund expense. So starting in August, I do want to separate those out so that I can kind of see what I'm spending and set realistic budgets. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are learning some new things. Feel free to leave me some comments and suggestions. To all my new subscribers, hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in and following this journey with me.